2002 QuakeCon is a hard thing to talk about because we were a bit upset after that. But in the end, we were happy. We had ignored one map. It was called Sub. I don't know if it plays anymore, but we ignored it because we knew we were top seeded and we had to face one.
Oh, a mid-air sniper shot on Jimmy by CIV. This guy doing amazing work.
But after when we came to the USA and to QuakeCon, they had changed the order. So Sub was the second map. Then we have to play a good team on Sub, one of the best teams in the States. And we didn't know the map at all. So we did, it was hard for us. And we got into the loser bracket after the second game. I just think that the RtCW community is a great community, and I think every player should try to keep it that way, and don't be haters or what you call them. Just be like the RtCW family, like it's always been. Help each other. That's the best thing. Game fans should come back, but that will never happen. I will also be happy, but it will never happen. Maybe I could get like 1 or 2 players back just to play some gatherers, and even that will be hard.
Take it down, though. I mean, definitely, you're saying they took advantage. They did a little strong right there. Double up the ladder. Oh, a Panzerfaust kill. Ramsey taking out 3 with a Panzerfaust, including Summel. Engineer down for Infested. They're not going to be planting any soon. Can't revive that. Yeah, definitely.
I will give it a try again on Gather, but I think I will give it a try after QuakeCon where the hype is a bit lower. And just because I got a config from Malmen.
Yeah, for the folks online, I've interviewed CIV today, and yeah, as you can hear, English is not my first language, so I hope you can understand me. But I heard about that CIV also have some problems to talk English, but as I heard, he made it very good. So
we will see.
Yeah. So at the first of the beginning, I've got I've got hints that you never have an interview before, or nobody talks to you before.
That's true. I never had a live interview. I kind of dislike it. I don't really know, because I want the time to answer a question so I don't get them wrong.
Okay. So it's a promotion for me.
Yeah.
That I can talk to you. It's very cool. Thank you at the first that you say yes to make an interview, and yeah, for all the players like me, which wasn't involved all the time since Wolfenstein started 2001. Let's talk about you. It will be cool if you got some information from you. So you can told me how old are you, but it's not a must. So you can. But we all want to know what was your active time in the community or in Wolfenstein, and which clans do you play? And yeah, just start.
Yeah. You want to know about my active time?
Yeah, active time.
Yeah. Okay.
Which clans and
it all started with some friends. I went to school and we started to play Wolfenstein, and we made a clan that called Peacemakers. And actually, we fake nicked it, and we just had fake nicks because some of us was old Quake players, and we had a name in Quake, so we didn't want to have people recognize us. So we made a fake nick clan, or what you say? You call it Peacemakers. I think my name was Vasilla or something because I like the sniper. And we did okay with that team, and then we started to play against other Swedish clan called Moral Decay, and they had players like Sod, Sumel, Ive, Keen, and Radical, and players like that. And we talked for a while, and then there was a clan called Mirage, a Finnish clan, who dominated the scene, and we really wanted to beat them. So we did a mixed team with those clans, and I don't want to brag, but we did quite good against them.
Yeah.
In our
That's-
pracs. So after that game, I think it was like, we have to do a team together. And we did Infensus back then. It took some time to get the name right, but the offensive means aggressive aim or in Latin or something. And when we heard that, it was, that's the name. And
Wow.
after that, we had our lineup, and we did quite good in QuakeCon 2002, but it was a struggle year for us. If I don't know if you know the history about that year. I think we have some interviews about it, but we had to cut 2 players off like in 2-3 weeks before the QuakeCon 2002. Some of the best players in our team, Ive and Wiz, they were very good, and that was quite hard. But then we ended up with Radical and Keen, and they were doing some magical things at QuakeCon, so it helped us a lot in the end. What do you want to know more?
So it's very cool to hear that you started like me, but I wasn't that good player like you. But I started with some friends in school too, same class. They brought me to Wolfenstein, called Inzi and euch Devil, played in some high minus clans, but I think you will never met them. But I talked to Dusty before, and he was a lone player, so no friends which played this game, and he started playing for his own. And nice to hear that you have the same start. and if I understand you right, you never played in another team like I said in Fensus.
Not really. It was Peacemakers from the start. But after that we started to play with Infensus, and I had I think it was back in 2003 or 4 or something. We did manage a GMPO clan with other players. It was me, Sumel, Sod, and Behu. I don't really remember the team. But we were an international team.
Yeah, but the first team was the same lineup you took to Infensus, or did the most people switch? So you start with your friends and still playing with them, or did you rotate and some people gone and your friends gone and you play with another lineup? So I thought
we were the 3 in real life time friends from my old Peacemakers team that got into the Infensus. It was me, Sam, and Wiz. We were friends in our town, and we were what do you say, founders of Infensus, together with the others from Mordecai.
Okay,
So,
yeah. That's...
And we also had one player from Snaps. He was called Sweet, if I remember right. So we had a really good lineup.
Yeah, I heard Snaps. I heard sometimes before.
Yeah, they were
was
good.
An,
they were good.
A good European team, and as Dusty told me, they played against them.
Yeah, that could be right. It was a Swedish team also.
Ah, okay, yeah, and then you told me Snaps was a very good team, and yeah, but you played on the QuakeCon 2002 and 2003 too. Let's talk about the first 2002. You played in the finals?
It was Doctors.
And it was strange because you've played a very good game and you lost 2-1.
I think it was 3-1 or something. But 2002 QuakeCon is a hard thing to talk about because we were a bit upset after that. But in the end, we were happy that we succeeded to get to the final. But as I told you before, like 2 or 3 weeks before the QuakeCon, we lost 2 players that was in our main lineup. And we had the stand-ins, Radical and Keen, and they did very good. But it was hard to take into stand-ins in such a short while for. But that did good. But when we come to QuakeCon, that was I think it was the most upsetting thing. This changed the structure of the map, the order. So we had ignored one map. It was called Sub. I don't know if it plays anymore. But
not really. But yeah,
yeah, we ignored it because we knew we were top seeded and we had to face a quite not that good team on that map. But after when we came to the USA and to the QuakeCon, they have changed the order. So Sub was the second map.
Oh, well. So
and then we have
twice, yeah.
yeah. So then we have to play a good team on Sub, one of the best teams in the States, and we didn't know the map at all. So we did. It was hard for us, and we got into the loser bracket after the second game. Then we have to play game after game after game after game, and we were so tired when we came to the final. And we went up to the admins and told them we have to have some food before the final. We haven't eaten. We don't just play.
Wow, okay.
And so we got some sandwiches to the finals. We were eating during the final. So it was a bit upset there. We couldn't focus really, and we were a bit exhausted in the final. But after all the things that happened, I think we finally could focus on the game. But I think we had maybe just maybe we could have done better if they didn't change the order, or we had gotten some food before. But the Doctors were but the Doctors were a very good team. I think they maybe should have won either way. But it's a bit upset to have in your history. You also remember the bad things.
Yeah,
but
because that is that was what kicked in. So
the Sub really messed things up for all the Euro team. It was not just for Infensus, because all the European teams were so focused, and as Sub was the first map. So a lot of the Europe team, as the good European teams, went to the loser bracket. We have teams like MTV and BOH. they were so master teams, but they also had a very hard in the on sub. I think they some lost there also. I don't really remember. And in our what we planned or what we hoped for was to meet a European team in the final on ice, because we thought every European team will win on Assault, Beach, and Base. But we were better than the American teams. But after the switch, some of the teams, the European teams, had to face each other before that. So yeah, that's QuakeCon 2002. But we managed to get to the final, and we were happy about that. Second place was good.
If I heard that, so much shit was going on to you, so I imagine the most teams which lost 2 main players before, 2 or 3 weeks before, will drop or will lost instantly, because you only have 2 weeks to play and get in touch with the other guys and
the other guys the other guys, Radical and Keen, were old Moral Decay players. So they have played with Samuel and Sad before, but they haven't played with us before. Me and Wiz and Sam, we hadn't played with them before. So it was not that hard, but it was hard. But Wiz wasn't in the first QuakeCon. Now I remember. Wiz was in the second QuakeCon. It was me and Sam from my friends from back home. And then it was so it was mostly Moral Decay players on that team that year.
Okay. Yeah, I heard some other point from interview of Dusty. They lost 2 or 3 players from the main lineup too, but 2-3 months before the QuakeCon, so they have more time to prepare. But 2 weeks before is very hard, and the other facts. Not playing the map or the map change was made there, you can say, and no slap, you not slept, you not eat. 2 facts where I get dizzy and raging, and play. Yeah,
things happens, but it was quite a lot of negative things that happened, and both Eve and Wiz, like they were, Eve was maybe one of the best players in the team back then, maybe the top player in Fences, and that he stopped. Also, Wiz was very, very good. Both their players stopped play, and it was hard for a while there. But so as I said before, both Keen and Radical did miracle things at QuakeCon, so. They did very good.
I have one fact for you. You made a spectacular dog secure against Ambush on ice, if I'm right, if I get the right information, on the QuakeCon 2002. Did you remember
that? I've seen that
for sure.
clip many times. It's a favorite for me, and it's for me to like remember the tournament. I can just watch that clip and okay, that happened. So it's a good clip, and I'm happy it got clipped.
Yeah, I will never forget, I think. The internet won't forget, so it will be there the next 100 years if it don't collapse. So yeah,
if they still remember the RtCW in 100 years.
Yeah. So you travel to the QuakeCon. Maybe some players or some listeners won't imagine that, but online gaming wasn't such big at this time like nowadays, and the biggest events are offline. That's still so now, but you're traveling to the USA. It's a big travel with a big amount of money, and I don't know how old are you at this time. I talked to Dusty, he was my age and very young as he traveled there, but he paid for the traveling at his own, and did
Yeah,
you
back
have...
in 2002, we paid by our own.
Okay.
The whole
So,
team.
so no sponsor there
No
or
sponsor
something?
at all.
Yeah. So, okay, but you can travel without problems, but with about a lot of money. I don't know how much it costs to travel in the USA 20 years before, but now it's very expensive. So
I don't really remember how much it cost also, but we didn't stay at the hotel where the tournament was, so we had to every day we had to walk or take the cab.
okay.
Quite a while, but yeah, it was good. It wasn't that expensive, if I remember right. So don't really remember exactly, but let's say 1,000 US dollars or something,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's a lot of. I think it's a lot of money, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it is a lot of money, but it wasn't like that. Oh, we can't do it. It was like, yeah, we do it. We know we will. Well, we didn't know, but we hoped we will manage to get to top 3. And if we did that, we know we will get the money back.
and you did, as
And
we
we
know.
did.
Yeah, it was a risk, but you made it, and it's still cool. And because of the fact I don't know, did you play against one USA team before online, or was it the first time that you play against an American
There was
team?
online qualifications for 2002. That and or was it for 2003? I don't really remember. It was online qualification for 1 year, and it was hard. We had to play on US servers, and we met US teams, American teams on American servers. So we played assault, I think, and we couldn't hit with the snipers. It was you couldn't hit them. It was insanely. So we changed the tactics during that game. I remember to 2 Panzers, just to have the chance to hit them. And after that, we won quite easily. But it was hard in the beginning. We couldn't hit their snipers.
Yeah, the ping adventure is quite there until now. Yeah, but I can feel you when you say you can't hit them. Dusty reported me something like that. USA servers but they played against European teams most, and the first time they played on the US teams, I don't know. I won't talk too much shit, but yeah, US servers is quite hard, and when you play against a US team on a US servers, they got better pings.
It felt like they tried to make us lose because we met a quite good team in the online seedings. We didn't understand why we were seeded against that team. I don't remember what team it was, but it was like, why? And we had like feelings like okay, they are trying to get us out of a tournament because they don't want us there or something like that.
Okay, I've heard about such things. Yeah. And another thing that you told to me is a fact that I've got as a question here, because we weren't really sure if that was right, but you said there was a Panzerfaust limit of 2 or 3. Was there a Panzerfaust limit, because you said you played with 2 Panzerfausts?
I think it was a Panzer limit with 2, I think, yeah. Many teams had 2 Panzers on base, so
sounds terrible. Today one is enough, but 2.
I don't understand why they had 2, because when you have used your Panzer, if you miss the Panzer, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So if they have 2 Panzers and you lure them out, we did that quite often when we we met the good Panzer team. We lured the Panzer to shoot, and then we just rolled over them. And if they had 2, it was quite easy. If just make them miss, and then you win.
So was it the only one session where you played with 2 Panzers, or with with 2 Panzers, or did you play a lot of games with 2 Panzers, or did you say, okay, we make an aim team, only aim power, and playing?
Well, in 2002 we did we just had 1 Panzer in fences, and the role with the Panzer was like, okay, let's have a Panzer. And it was not. We didn't have 1 Panzer that always played Panzer. It was like me or someone, or sometimes it was Samuel, or someone just picked up this Panzer and made a shot. We didn't have one dedicated to it. But in 2003, when the game stepped up a bit, or a lot, I think, it was even more tactical in 2003. We played really around the Panzer. We focused so much on the Panzer to make the Panzer hits worth it, if you know what I'm meaning.
Yeah.
So in all the maps we have spots that we say, Panzer shoot at number 1, and the Panzer could shoot in the blind. Yeah, but he knew that there were people and in the spot number 1. So we did in 2003 was more about the Panzer, but in 2003 we had sometimes 2 Panzers, if I remember right. I had quite a free role in 2003, also in 2002, that I could be any class I wanted, often in defense. So I saw what we needed, and then I picked that role. So
Okay.
sometimes I just took the Panzer and made 1 shot and throwing nade, and then I went back to lieutenant or medic or sniper, whatever we wanted or needed.
So you are a all-around guy, so no special class, so you can play everything. Sounds like that.
Yeah, back in those days I was everything. My strongest game was my game sense. I knew what the other team were doing. I knew where the build-up was going. So that was my I was like the in-game leader often, and I told them, yeah, now we have to do like this because they are doing like this. So we had what do you call it? We have many in-game leaders, but I think, I hope no one will slice my throat now, but I think I made the calls for that when we changed the strats during the games.
Yeah, so I know that you are the clan leader and the in-game leader, the team leader. It must be the same person at once. So some people made a clan, and the in-game leading made another one because he got more power or more tactics or something, or got more charismatic. Don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, RtCW for me at that time was my life. I dedicated everything to it. So I don't know. I played, mostly 6, 7, maybe 8 hours a day, almost every
Wow.
day. So it would be almost sad if I didn't do good in a game when I play that much. And I loved it. I love the game. I love the community, and I will never talk bad about that game because it was one of the best times in my life when I played a game. So I haven't played a game that was this like RtCW, that intense and that team-based again. It was the feeling when you dominated a team and when every strat worked. You can't explain that to anyone.
I know what you mean, because for me it was the fact that I grew up with it and I never played a game like that. I switched from, I have a bad internet connection and wasn't such good that I was young, bad internet connection, played with a fun clan because nobody want to take one which played with 150 ping and plays 2 hours a day maybe. But I grew up with it and never found a game with this in-game feeling, I can say. So
Yeah.
it was a Quake for teams. So
Yeah.
I can't play Quake because it was too fast and didn't hit me so much. But you have a very fast gameplay. It was a tactic game, not camping like Counter-Strike or something else. And I don't know if Call of Duty was there on the market at this time. I don't think so, but it was different.
The Call of Duty came like 2003 or 4 or something. I think.
And yeah, and it was Wolfenstein every time, so never played a game like that. So you said before that as Infensus was created, was it your choice to make it to Infensus? So are you the clan leader, or was it one of your friends would say, okay, now we take the name Infensus, and Infensus was born?
Well, I think I said it before, because we were 2 good teams in Sweden, and we were actually 3 good teams. We had Peacemakers that I played for, and we had Molotov K, and we have Snaps. We were 3 good teams, but we couldn't beat the Mirage team, Finnish team. They were good. And then me, Sam and Wiz from Peacemakers went to and Sumel, Sod and Ive from Mordecai. We made Infensus together with one guy from Snaps who was nicknamed Sweet. And we played some pracs against Mirage, and we won every game against them. And then we, as I said before, we have to make a team. And when we made a team, we were what should we call? And I think it was Sam that founded the name Infensus. And it's called aggressive aim in Latin, and yeah. I think it's more than aggressive aim, I think.
And
I'm googling it right now.
There was one of the best teams ever. Starting with some real-life friends. Did you have any contacts to your friends or to one of the team from Infensus now?
Yeah, the team from 2003, we have a group of Facebook chat group where we sometimes just write stuff, no matter. So yeah, and me and Sam, our children are about the same age, and so we meet up quite often. And he was in the team that in 2002. He wasn't with us in 2003.
Sounds very nice that you have contacts to the 2 old school people. So
yeah, we
real life friend.
We also have contact with. He's also a real time friend. But Soden, Sumel, and Spear, and Humbre, and the other dudes, we just Facebook sometimes.
That's cool. So you have contact to them or to a bunch of players. That's very cool, because I heard from Dusty, as I told you before, he was a one alone man.
Is he playing this year?
He's playing. He dropped for a couple of years. He told me. And but every time come back and play a little bit, and he will play here. But
is he in the LLS team or LLSC? What do you call it?
Last chance, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that the team that will win? Is it?
Don't pick up my questions before. It will be a question later, but it's one of the favorite teams.
I don't know anything about the scene right now. But if they have Dusty, I think they will have quite a chance.
We will come to this topic in a few questions, I think.
Sorry.
Because no, it's no problem. We don't have a script or something. I've write some questions down here for me, but it's no problem to hop around a little bit. One question you answered to me because my contact told me that I every time told him contact, Dusty asked me then, which is your suspicious contact?
I was wondering also.
I played 2001. He played the demo and is in Wolfenstein Gamer Science the first day, playing for PMCG, a German team. Don't know if you ever heard about it.
There was so many teams in the start, so
called Showtime, and he gave me all the facts that I have here on my sheet.
Nice.
Because
a true RtCW player, though.
Yeah, very.
That's nice to hear.
A lot of people come back, and in this days, you can say, or in this month, but he never stopped playing. So, and he told me some facts that I can't remember because I was 14 at this time, so never get the shit together. And but he know all the themes, and he told me that in the QuakeCon finals 2003, you played Assault versus GMPO.
Yeah, the final.
Yeah, and you had 92% of your sniper shots, and he told me, ask him why in Fences was so strong, and you told me you played 8 hours a day, so I think that's the answer.
Well, back in 2003, why we were so strong also, it was we had very, very strong strategy, and we were a bit geeky back then. We every centimeter of the map we had almost a name for, and me and Spear made one hell of a team with the Panzer and Sniper on almost every map, and we could we made a duo for something I haven't felt like before. I think before that time. I have felt it after that time, but I didn't have felt it before that time because he knew what I said before I said it or something. So me and Spear had some magical moments during 2003 and in RtCW, and it was very fun to play.
That sounds very nice.
He was the main Panzer also, if you know that LL, and he and me, I was like the spotter for him. I spotted the enemies, and he, like I said before, he shoots in the blind, and almost like took out at least 2 people.
Nice. I think that's a special I don't know if it's the right word, but symbiosis between such players is not very often. So
no, that was quite odd because we almost the first time when we played it clicked and it was we had to play together. And he wasn't in the team in 2002. He was so for him to come to Infences, I think it has to be a big time for him. But we haven't talked about that. But and we had such a great team in 2003, and we played so much before together. We didn't have that the thing that we had to change the lineup or something. We had a great team, and everyone knew on every map what to do. in every situation. So it was like flew very good in all the angles and all the what would you call it? Crossfire lines. The crossfire lines was so important for us. Don't have a crossfire line if you don't have the crossfire. Don't do it on your own like that. Do it as a team.
A special team play in Wolfenstein. You can aim like a god, but you won't made it as a single person.
No, that's true.
Yeah. You told me a lot of the QuakeCon, and the QuakeCon 2003, yeah, there was a rumor. So there was 1 hour of pause because they stopped that event because they told that you heard the comments from their communications. So they paused the game, and they take another seats, and that there was a little bit of delays, not a little bit of delay, there was a serious delay of 1 hour until the game goes on. So you was there, and he told me it was in Fences, which can't play because the enemy made a lot of shit talking or something like that. How serious was the QuakeCon event or the LAN event?
I don't really remember this event where a team changed places. I'm trying to remember where we played. We played in the I don't remember this event. I remember one time it happened like their keyboard was stuck and they couldn't change direction, and one team had to get a new keyboard.
Yeah,
that was one time when it passed a long time.
Yeah, I think that is one of those breaks. Thus you can imagine that something like that was exactly the same, that the event was paused. It was a rumor. I don't really know if it's the right word.
Do you know what team we played against?
The opponent was GMPO.
Yeah, it could be, but we played GMPO on the stage, so we couldn't change the places.
Ah, okay. Yeah, maybe it was a hardware bug. So
one second, I have to turn off one thing that started here. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that happened, and the game was paused 1 hour. But we know all about, because I know the community. The community was on one side was nice, but I played the most time enemy territory, where I played very active, and there are a lot of players from the Wolfenstein community playing there, and the community was nice, I think, in comparison to Counter-Strike or something like that. But if you play serious, you play fucking serious, and the first 3 places got a lot of money for the placements. So yeah, every reason was okay to get the most effort. So yeah, but if you say it was quite serious, so you played on stage, and something like that for a hardware bug was pause the game for 1 hour and change the keyboard. So you got.
I don't remember. I don't think it was in the final when they changed the keyboard. I think it was when we played the base. I remember a team had to, but I don't remember if one.
It shouldn't be the finals. It shouldn't be the finals. I don't know if it was a final, but it was a. Yeah. It was a game in QuakeCon 2003, which was twitched or streamed. Yeah.
I don't really remember that. I remember one thing on the base when we played against one team there, that we had to change the keyboard or something. I think it's in the homie have done. I think it has to be on YouTube or something, that game.
Yeah, homie upload a lot of stuff. I'm having the time until now to check it all, but I watched a lot of movies, and Also watched the Wolfenstein history of 2002 and 2003, and I got a little bit of tears in my eyes because I missed that time.
Yeah.
And I never played like that, and yeah, and that this time is gone. But the most of the old schoolers which come back, they're coming back and playing, and yeah, the most people, it's the most active scene right now since Dusty told me since 2008 or something was the time where Wolfenstein the community drops. The game died, and now it is on a peak like never before. So
Yeah. Well, it's when QuakeCon was announced, I think many people wanted to. I have to take the chance. It's a fun tournament, and I will definitely watch it. So so it will be fun.
But back in the days, on your own decision, what was the best class, the best player on special classes? So did you remember some best lieutenant, best medic, best Panzerfaust, best sniper, and at least which was your hardest opponent, maybe at the QuakeCon or in the online events you ever played against? Some remember MySot. It was the name before GMPO, as I heard.
Yeah, GMPO was a hard team to meet. They truly were. They were so strong aimers. And they have Rachel, or what do you call, or what did he call?
Reggie, I know. I see some movies about him too.
No, not what is he called? This dude. I'm trying to figure out what it was he's called. He was a really good player, and he was in the GMPO team. And but actually, they had one of the best snipers I ever met, and it was the Finnish dude, Versaucius or something. Oh, it's been like 16 years. I don't remember the names.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's cool if you remember something about that time.
They were. It was fun to play against them. We played against them a lot before the QuakeCon, and they managed to beat us many times on Prax, and we bet them many times. But they were a good team, and the thing they didn't have that we had, it was the what I would call it, the flu tactics. We could change our tactics in a second. Many teams couldn't do that. If you understand their tactics, you could lock them down, and that was many teams' weakness. That they didn't have a plan B, plan C, plan D. They had like one strat, and they were good at it. But if you knew their strat and you could understand the strat and their tactics, it was quite easy, I would say. And GPO had they were good. They were good aimers. They were maybe the best aimers in the game for a whole team, but they had a bit hard to change the strat fast. So in a game where we were locking them down in the defense, they had these took too long for them to change the strat for us, for them.
Yeah, very hard. If you can do that, that's the gameplay which makes you to one of the best teams. If you can change your strategy as fast as possible and don't play.
You have to adapt. If the idea don't work, you have to change it directly. You can't talk about it during the game. You have to have a plan B or plan C. So I think that was the key for us in 2003. And but GamePro were truly a tremendous team. They were spot on the aim.
Okay, and what was the hardest opponent you say, but or is there, as you
Yeah,
can
it was
remember?
yeah, the game against the doctors. I can't really evaluate that game because we weren't our top game that day. But that was a hard team also to meet. And GMPO was. I will rank them higher opponents, and I don't remember all the teams in Europe back then, but we had so many fun games up against Four Kings back in 2002.
Yeah.
They were one of the best teams and funniest teams to play against. They were so nice, and they were always up to making new strats and trying them on us, and wanted us almost to know their strat and play so we could play together and to grow together. They were one of the best teams also. I have to mention them because they were so nice.
Cool. Yeah, I think some of them still playing. I don't know if Melinator was in the no.
I don't
haven't.
really remember the Knicks also again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we I really like them a lot.
Did you have a special class, a special name for a special class? Where do you remember? Maybe so the best medic. Have you somebody you remember? So say that was a
Well,
impressive
I have to I
medic.
have to tell. So Spear is the one of the best Panzer I've ever played with, and I have also played against him. And he was a really smart Panzer, and he was in Infensis like in 2003. And but yeah, I don't think there was any Panzerfaust around that was better than him. Then you have there is a Panzerfauster in Knöhörn, Serum, if you know him. He did very good also. He was also a very annoying Panzer to meet. He always what do you say, come up with new ideas. Was a fun Panzer. Yeah, sometimes he was like, "What the fuck are you doing there?" And he was standing in a very odd place and killing the whole team. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun to meet. He had some new things almost for every game.
I have the honor to play against him yesterday. Was quite annoying. Strange
Yeah.
shot, first spawn on village. That he
Is
hit me in
is
this angle.
he in the team for the QuakeCon?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I could check it.
Yeah, I'm
but there
checking it
was
right now. Yeah, Malmenas, Kungen Fettos, Serum. Yeah, Sill Smutsig. That's nice.
yeah.
That's a
So
real old school team. That.
I don't know
Okay.
if it's a old school lineup from 2002, 2003 or something like that, but it's an old school team.
Well, I remember almost every nick in that lineup, but I'm missing Woof. Is he not playing?
So I'm not really sure if he isn't listed, so I don't
Yeah, he's not
think he.
listed. That's sad. He's one of the nicest people. So
Have an interview or I tried to get an interview with one of Gage A. So at the moment, I hope Osmosis will take a little bit of time to answer questions, but he doesn't reply. I asked Fette for the first time, and we played yesterday against them, and I asked again, and everyone says, "Yeah, Osmosis will make it." And yeah, I think it's a nice guy of the team, and he should do all the things the others won't do, but maybe he will replay, and I can get an interview from him.
Yeah. That's a team I will root for.
Yeah.
I hope they win. They deserve it so much. They have always been active and always been there in the top. I don't really know if they ever won any big tournament with in RtCW, but they truly deserve it.
Yeah. most people saying in this event they will get the third place, but and Last Chance will be the one, and second place will go to No Pressure.
No pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they
what
have.
we will see.
Yeah. I remember Chris in No Pressure.
I'm not
And
really sure if
Mirror
David is still playing there.
And Toxic. Yeah, I remember some players there.
So, but you don't get any, any information about that you could say, yeah, that was a very suspicious medic or a very, very good lieutenant in a special class. So there will be a lot of good aimers, I think, but no one.
I don't really remember like he was the best lieutenant. He was the best sniper, like that. I remember like what I said on GMPO. They have a really sharp sniper, like very search. So the Finnish guy. I don't really know if that was his name, but he was one of the best snipers I ever met. And we played so many games online also before QuakeCon, and so we had so many duels. It was fun.
Okay.
But that QuakeCon, I came up at the top. I think I was a better sniper that day. But Lieutenant, I can't say anyone. The best medic I ever played with, maybe against, it was Samuel. He was also playing in defenses, but you can't have any more reliable medic than Samuel. He was in your ass all the time with the needle, and you could die 10 times in a row, and he was there for like milliseconds. He was so good medic. But in Infensus we had a tactics with that we call it the wall or something, where always the last guy was medicing. No one else should have the needle up before when we attack. Always the last guy. So the other guys was running over the body, so they couldn't shoot it.
Yeah.
And the last guy was medicing. So we call it the wall or something. Let's do the wall. Shoot. And we just and that was so everyone has to be sharp on the needle to revive.
I had a very good tactics I've seen in the movie. As you defuse dynamite on a sword with 3-inch, as it was planted twice or something like that.
Yeah, me and Keen was engineers, I think, and I think it was Samuel that arrested me there.
That was insane. I never see that before. I never see that after that. I think I watched the movie now, but I can't remember that I ever seen something like that. Quite awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was I don't really remember that thing, but it was fun.
Yeah, as you told me, you was in a bubble at this time, so
yeah, that's a bit sad also, because I had so many I talked with and I played with that I don't really remember. Other teams, other players from other countries and stuff like that. I almost only remember like the Infensus clan. I don't even remember all other Swedish players. I remember KuiH, Knöjehörn, because they were playing a lot with Infensus also. So I think they were in Infensus also when we had like 10 players or 12 players. So we had like 2 teams in Infensus one while, and that was Knöjehörn was one of the teams.
Nice to hear how to spell it, because Frag movie was the name spelled there, and I read it. I never heard the full name, and I think, is it the name of the movie or is it the name of the team? But it was Knöjehörn Until You Die or something. The movie. But there's one big question I think every player got, in special my contact. You played 2003 at the QuakeCon. You won the QuakeCon, and after that he never played again. He told me he never see you again.
Yeah, we played after that. We even won a Euro Cup after that.
Okay, but he told me that you renamed or something like that to.
Yeah, Infensus never played again after 2003. That's true. But the lineup was we played. I think we played GMPO. We were in GMPO for a while there. Some players, me, Sodden, Summel, and some other, or maybe it was before 2003. I don't really remember. But we did an international team there for a while. But then we got inactive, many of us, and didn't play. And then Eurocup 10, was it? I don't really remember what Eurocup it was, but they announced that they will have a return to Castle Wolfenstein. And me and some other guys, we were live. We had to have a team. And we did manage to get a team, but we had so many players in that team. So we switched the lineup. We lost in the group stage. We were losing against team we almost never heard the name of. And we were quite irritated on that we couldn't have one team, one lineup. But in the playoffs, we managed to have almost the same lineup as we had in the 2003. We had, I think we were. I have to think. I have to Google this.
You won the QuakeCon 2003, and there was a rumor again, I think, that they said that you said as Infensus, okay, we reached the top, we got all we want, and we go now as a team, which made the first place in the QuakeCon 2003, and we now stopped here. Dropped as a team and will never play again because we reached our goal. And yeah, sometimes later you play as Imaho, if I spell it right.
Imaho we played as.
Yeah, but never again with Infensus. And yeah, so most people ask, so why they come back? Why is it playing anymore? And yeah.
Well, when we played in the finals and we won, it was like a hurdle where it was, we reached the top, we did what we wanted to do, but then we have other goals. I think we started to play enemy territory, but we didn't like it at all.
Yeah, so most people don't like it.
We played it as Infensus because we had another Infensus team playing it, and we played together with them, and but I didn't really like it. I felt it was too spammy and it wasn't that fast. And after that, sometime around that era, all players just dropped. So when they announced it, the Eurocup 10, we were we have to play, but we can't play with Infensus because we're not that team anymore. We had so many other players. We had international players. We had one player from the States in our lineup.
Wow,
We had one player from Denmark, Darky, in our lineup. Darky, I had to just say that he was one of the best aimers I ever seen. He was insane. And we had, I think he dropped. I don't really remember. But after the group play, we finally got our lineup, and the lineup were a mix of the two teams from 2002 and 2003. So we had Sod, Summel, Spear, Civ, Sam, and Humbre in the final games. So we managed to win the Eurocup 10 also, and that was maybe the most hard tournament for us ever, but also the most what do you call it, contributed tournament. We were so happy about it it gave so much joy to win that, because we didn't think we would win. We didn't think we would manage to get out of the group play. So to win that, it was almost better than QuakeCon. So because we didn't train and we didn't do anything for it before, and we was like, we have to rely on the old tactics. And with the other players that didn't knew the tactics, it was hard. But when we got the team to the finals, we were now we know each other. Now we can do what we used to.
It's very hard to hear that you, in the best days, you got 2 teams and then you haven't enough players to form one team, or not the Infensos team, better to say. The most people are going back to Wolfenstein as he played enemy territory because it was another game. It was too casual for the most people. That's what I've heard, and yeah. But you come back after now 16 years. My personal question is, did you play another game? Did you play console or something like Xbox, PlayStation? Did you play since anything else, or did you see?
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm a gamer, so I played. I played World of Warcraft for many years, and we were a highly rated guild for a while there, and I played many FPS games also. I think right after the return to Castle Wolfenstein time, I played Quake 4. I managed to get on place number 4 or something at the best, as in duel in DreamHack.
Oh, okay.
So that was quite good, but I got on a contract and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I have to be very good. I have to do this. So I played a lot, but I didn't find that so attractive after playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein, where you played as a team all the time. Where you were 6 players, you played together, you won as a team. And to duel, it's so much just focus around you. And if you win, it was like, yeah, I won. How about that? Anyone else? But you couldn't share the joy, so it wasn't that fun. So at some point there, I just stopped playing FPS for a while also, and that I think that was the time when I started to play World of Warcraft a lot.
So I think I need to cut. I need to cut this World of Warcraft part, because the most people say, "Oh my God, World of Warcraft!" Yeah, but I know that feeling. I started playing World of Warcraft where I played Wolfenstein and World of Warcraft at the same time. I think that was one of the reasons I never get good enough in 2000. I don't know, 6, 7 or something, because I played this. I don't play one game only. But I think, okay, if I played another game, another FPS shooter, it will be more terrible as World of Warcraft. But yeah.
World of Warcraft was a nice game, and like in Return to Castle Wolfenstein, when you managed to beat a raid, it was a joy for the whole guild.
Yeah.
So I think it was the same joy for me to do things together. And I couldn't find any FPS game, any new FPS game that had that joy at that time. But yeah, we picked up the FPS in, what was it, Black Ops or something, and we did quite good in that team also, in that game also. I think it was Black Ops 1 we did quite good at. I don't really remember, but we were only friends from the same town during that game, so it was quite hard because we weren't that good, everyone. But our strategy was quite good, and we managed to get very far in the clan-based Eurocup there. So it was fun.
Yeah, I heard that you said a lot of times fun. No words about pressure or something else to be the best or be the good one. It's cool to hear that you play for fun and not for Yeah.
Yeah,
For money, maybe. Money
well,
was a good saying around it, but
well,
yeah.
I actually can say that I have hard time to playing just for the fun. I have had that all my life because I always, when I play a game, want to be the best.
Yeah, I know that
I,
feeling.
and yeah, I still have it. I play I play Valorant and other games right now with friends in my hometown, and it's hard for me to just play it with joy. And I try to do it, and I try to do it a lot, but it's hard. It's hard to do it in like only 50% give it a chance. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't now for the QuakeCon. This tournament, the new tournament, I didn't want to be in the tournament because I don't know if I could get the hours to be that good that I want to be for a tournament. So I don't want to be in a tournament that I'm not prepared for.
I still heard a lot of hearts breaking now because it's one of my question, and it was I think the second line in a Discord. So, oh my God, CIV is back. Did you play the cup and come in fans back? And it was so wow, okay. Because
Yeah.
you joined after 16 years. I don't know. That's one of my questions I want to ask you too. What was the reason you come back? So
Well, it was truly the QuakeCon. When I heard about it, I think it was Homie that told me. I've been in contact with Homie sometime
okay.
yeah, and some other players that contacted me on Discord. And when I heard that, I just had to like give it a try, the game a try, and just feel on it again because I knew about the gather and stuff like that. I will try it. I will give it a chance. But when I played, I think I had yeah. But the thing that catch up to me was like, this is not my team. I will not play with my team that I was playing with before. And to perform, I have to play with a team that I 100% trust. So
Okay.
after that gather, I was like, yeah, I will never get that feeling again in this game because my teammates will never play it again. So to start up with a new team, like, well, what was it, 5 weeks before a tournament, and trying to be very good, it's hard. It's hard in a game where the tactics is you depend on it so much, and you depend on that you know every voice that they say and every place that they call outs and stuff like that. So I just gave it up. Just right after the gather, I will not play.
So there was a question if you want to play this QuakeCon or with a team. And so as I heard, you want to see the stream but won't play. But as I heard, and I've take notes now. And Fences will come back to the next Nations Cup. But it will be quite awesome if you have contact to your old mates, and a slim lineup of Fences will be played one time, maybe in next year. So it was.
I don't really think that would happen, but we are all old now, and the most of us have old children and stuff like that, and some of the players don't even own a computer anymore. So yeah, but I will give it I will give it a try again on Gather, but I think I will give it a try after QuakeCon where the hype is a bit lower. Than just because I got a config from Malmen, and Jin also sent me some things to manage the config better. And after I tried that, it looked better, and I could see the enemies and stuff like that. I had my old config from 2004, so I don't really know what's changed in the game, but it was better with those configs, with those graphic settings.
But it's nice to know that you that you like the game and still follow the game until now, till now, or now again.
Yeah, I tried to follow some tournaments on the like you said before, the Christmas tournament or something like that, and I've seen some games when there were some stream, but I don't know what players that are good now and what team that has been active all the years and but Knöjhörn is in the tournament, and I just feel that I have to root on them because they are some of my friends from back old days. So I really hope they win.
Yeah, that will be awesome. We hope that after the event, after QuakeCon, we still got the players that they won't leave because it's a QuakeCon and it's the Corona thing. So the most people don't know what to do in this time. So, but we hope that the community won't be break down anymore. So we have a stable community, maybe get some other players which will watch the Bethesda event. And I found a YouTube video from Jackhammer, I think was it, or something. Jack Frax was his name, which played Wolfenstein 2018 on a multiplayer server, on a bottled server, and he played this game too in this earliest of his life, and talked a little bit about it and why it was such a great game. And I scrolled down the comments, and was a lot of comments, over 1,000 I think. The most comments are, wow, this game still exists, and we played enemy territory after that, and don't know. It would be great if we get a rework and such things. So that is the reason why Homie upload a lot of videos and something like that, a lot of movies. So I hope that the community will maybe grow a little bit and more old schoolers will come back if that's possible.
That would be awesome. But isn't there a project already for Reborn to Castle Wolfenstein? Isn't that
just for enemy territory? It's a community project, I know. But the last, I don't know if there's a rework. Maybe Bethesda will see which community is behind the old game. Made a new Wolfenstein with a multiplayer. That was the first point, because other Wolfenstein, I don't know if you played them, only got single player.
I played a single player, maybe 5 times or something.
Yeah, so that was a co-op game. Now the next step will be a multiplayer game. That will be awesome. But when they will release it in this...
Will the new Return to Wolfenstein game be multiplayer? My brother worked with Machine Games before.
Oh, what? Quite awesome.
There's actually an Easter egg in one of the games where with my nick on a graveyard.
It will still be awesome, but I think it will be more problem to catch the old school players with a new Wolfenstein, because I think awesome. It will look like the new Wolfenstein. It remembers me that I think every time it's a new Quake or something. Too much graphic, no more fast gameplay. The multiplayer could be like Call of Duty, so it will be very difficult to make a game on the old school settings.
Yeah, I've always dreamt about that. A new Wolfenstein with new engines and stuff like that. That would be awesome, but I don't really know. As you said, will it work? I don't really know. Will the community accept that kind of game? Because I think the bad with Return to Castle Wolfenstein, if we should talk about that, is that it takes quite a long time to get very good at. And for a new player, it's hard to understand the game because it's so many classes and it's so many things that you can die from if you don't know them. So I think that's maybe the bad with those kind of games where you can't, like we take Counter-Strike. You just jump in and have your gun and shoot. That's the thing. You don't need to do anything else. It's easy. and I don't know if the community will accept it, but we have games like Overwatch and Valorant with classes also. But I would rate RtCW as one of the hardest game to
learn.
to learn and to master. It's quite many things you have to like. You have to know their spawn. Just take that for example. You have to
Yeah.
attack under a short spawn. How many players will do that in the beginning of a game? Will understand how important that is.
Without a spawn timer in the game. Don't know if you played the last Wolfenstein before Bethesda claimed it, I think, or Machine Games claimed it is a better word. The Wolfenstein which released in 2009. Did you remember?
I think I played all the new Wolfenstein sometime, but 2009.
It was like not really a remake, but you have.
Actually, I haven't. I don't think I played this game. It looks good.
It looks good. The single player was quite good, but the multiplayer was too much single player. The first thing that you thought you played a Call of Duty and you have special abilities.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, I played it.
And the most people, quit instantly. They played 2 rounds and what is it shit, and still go back to the original Wolfenstein or to enemy territory. I think this game dies very fast. So
yeah, that's so sad that they can't manage to like gather up the enemy territory and RtCW to one game, because I think there's still active players in enemy territory. Is it? Because ET and RtCW was like contesting about the player base for a while I know.
there's still players in enemy territory. They finished a very good Nations Cup 1 month before with 12 teams, I think.
Yeah.
There's still a player base on Wolfenstein and a player base on enemy territory, and they're still switching. So you got some players which playing enemy territory in the first, but still hopping into Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah, the dream would be like to have one game for all these player base, and a new game maybe like that everyone loves and be a great community again.
There's the fact that the community of enemy territory the most people hates Wolfenstein, and the most Wolfenstein people hates enemy territory.
Yeah, that's sad. We're all people.
When you switch from Wolfenstein to enemy territory, you was quite a good player, because enemy territory was a little bit easier to handle. For me, it was a boost from playing Wolfenstein to enemy territory. As I joined enemy territory, I felt like I have superpowers, because enemy territory was more casual and easier to learn.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened to Wolfenstein. All the not top teams, what you could say, like we were like 4 top teams in Europe when enemy territory arrived, and all the other teams just switched game. So those teams were very good at ET after a while, but they never came back to RtCW. And I understand them. A new game, and they can be the best in if they have tried for so many years and didn't manage to in RtCW. And in ET they managed to like be the top team quite fast, because they were such a good team already in RtCW. I understand, but it made the RtCW scene to die out rather fast.
Some people hopped back, but the most people are in this mood. I want to play the actual game and will be good at it. So the most people switched.
Yeah, I think it's arrived like in 2003, did it? I think it arrived like that, or they announced it like before QuakeCon in maybe April or something.
May 2003, yeah.
Yeah, so already back then, all the the base that didn't go to QuakeCon, they turned to RtCW-ET right back then and stopped play. So I remember we had like 4 or 5 good teams to play against in Europe for the QuakeCon because all other teams have changed to the other game. So that was quite sad that actually that ET came out just before that, but I think it destroyed the community quite a bit.
Yeah, but ET going down as well, or goes down as well. It was too early to release enemy territory, I think. 2 years after Wolfenstein, it was too early.
Yeah, I think so also. We had a very big player base in RtCW. I think I read something about it was bigger than Counter-Strike in 2002, 2003, something like that. But when enemy territory came, it was split, and yeah, both games were not that big, but enemy territory got bigger after 2003, I think.
It split the player base into 2 parts, and one of the game died, and that was not enemy territory, that was Wolfenstein. Enemy territory was played very well until 2012, I think. I've played very active in this time, but then from one night, one day to the other, in the night, clan base dropped. So the site go offline, and that was active site for Wolfenstein, for RtCW, and for enemy territory. There was a platform for all open cups, for all nation cups, and it never get a foot into the European sports leagues, ESL.
No.
Yeah, and
I think that was sad.
Then the scene died. So I think that was a time where we quit playing enemy territory too. Maybe other people want to hear something more about your past, but I think they can post it in the commentaries or give me a hint.
If they want to hear something, they can just write to me at Discord and I can tell them.
Maybe the whole community does that.
Nah, it's not that many players that know me anymore nowadays. The new players don't really know, who I am and stuff like that. It's just the old players, and that it's not that many anymore.
Would be nice to see you playing in the future sometimes. Would be cool.
Yeah, I will definitely, like I said before, play some Gather again when the QuakeCon is over, and I can just sit and relax and maybe
no pressure.
Try to, yeah,
no pressure.
No pressure. I don't feel pressure. That's the one thing for me. I can't feel pressure.
You can say, you can greet out someone if you want, or have some special notice to the community, something you want to tell. So
some special words at the end. That's the thing I'm bad at. I just think that the RtCW community is a great community, and I think every player should like try to keep it that way, and don't like be haters or what you call them. Just be like the RtCW family, like it's always been. Help each other. That's the best thing.
No greetings to old mates. If you hear that, please come back.
Yeah, my family. Not my wife, but who I live with, Nicolina, and I will agree to hear her. And yeah, that's about it. and I think Influencer should come back, but that will never happen. I will also be happy, but it will never happen. Maybe I could get like 1 or 2 players back just to play some gatherers, and but even that will be hard.
I know. That will be hard.
Yeah.
Life is going on, so
that's true.
But very nice that you have the time and that you talked so much with me. I never things that had happened because the information I've got was CIV never gave an interview to someone, never talked to anyone, and it was like, oh, okay, maybe he is a strange guy.
A strange version. That's true.
You're a very nice guy, as I can say from the talking now.
Well, before we end the interview, I have to have one question for you. What was your favorite RtCW moment in your history for yourself? What you did in your RtCW history, not in any else, not in like, oh, I saw you do that and something. Or what did you do like that changed your passion for the game, like that you remember? A nice play, a tournament that was fun or something.
Well, I have a very strange moment as I played in a cup in 2012, I think. It was an action that everybody will remember because I missed a panzer shot on base. I jumped on the bridge. I must say I never played Panzer before, and was a good team player, but don't have the skill for the high class. And but I jumped on the bridge. There was a full raid until the tunnel. From the elite side, and I got a hit. And the aim punch hits me. Panzerfaust drops down, and I hit the bridge and splatter. And they passed through, and we lost the game. They planted, and we lost the game in the last minute.
That wasn't the best memory to share.
it was a strange moment. I remembered because Warwick cast this game and was on my view as it happens, and say, "What the fuck happens there?" But I remember a lot of good times on public servers and a lot of good times with my fun clan at the beginning. I think the best moment of my life in RtCW was to grow up with this game. I got
the community.
The community the community. The community
was the old days.
I found a lot of good people there. I'm still playing with them. It's around 60 years now, and that's the greatest experience I've ever had, I think.
Well, that's nice to hear. One game that can do so much for every person. That's fun. Very fun to hear. No, true. And I remember one server also, Efterlyst, if you remember that. Everyone will play that server, and it was a public server, and we have so much fun on it. And it was a great community. The strongest team in Germany back in the old days was MTW. They were definitely the strongest German team I remember.
I know that name from other games like Counter-Strike. They have different games that they're playing.
Yeah, MTW was a very what do you call it, big clan. They have, like you said, many teams in many games.
I think Four Kings was the same. Have many games. Plan B was that too. Plan B has also many teams, I think. Also teams that doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of hard. Plans that doesn't exist anymore. I think Four Kings closed 2014 or something like that. I think I asked my last question 1 hour before. Just small talk with you.
Small talk, that's so good. Well, thank you for asking me.
Thank you for answering me. Thank you that you have time.
And I hope to see you in the Gather server so we can chit chat some more.
Yeah, if you are there too, then I will be there. No pressure.
Well, have a great time and good luck in the tournament.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good time too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.